My name is Mark Rutherford. Um, I am one of the co-founders of the charity, the Chloe and Liam Together Trust. The trust was formed in the back end of 2017 after my daughter Chloe and her boyfriend Liam were both tragically killed in the Manchester arena bombing. Originally was started because we were in Manchester for the full 2 weeks before we could bring the kids home with us. We didn't leave until we could bring them home. Um, and unknown to us, because we never seen any media coverage or anything at the time. Really, we deliberately didn't watch TV and stuff. People back in our community in South Shields do what people do, I suppose, and everybody was having collections left, right, and centre. And when we returned home a few days later, our brother-in-law got in touch saying that he had buckets full of money from lots of collections, and people had done loads of different things because they just felt as though they needed to do something. And obviously, we had these buckets for a long time in the house and things, and we were like, "But what we're going to do with it?" It took us a while to come round to an idea, if you like, and obviously, I think if, I think it was back end of September where we first thought about starting a charity for to help people. That's both Chloe and Liam both loved. Like, Liam loved his sport, and Chloe was a performer, so we just thought we'd try and help people in that genres, if you like, to give them a little bit of a financial backup.
So, and you've helped quite a few people, haven't you, since that? So how many, do you know how many young people you've helped?
Actually, individually, people, I'm not too sure, because we just go on applications, and applications are groups and teams and
Right.
etc. in community centres and everything. But actual applications is over 1,000 applications.
Wow.
And like I think we've bought about 3 or 4 boxing rings now, which obviously are going to last for many years, and
Mm.
lots of children get used of them. So stuff like that, where it'll just hopefully roll on, and we've deliberately made a point of putting through people through like the coaching badges and stuff like that. So obviously that rolls out for many years to young children as well. So it keeps on going. That's the type
Mm.
of thing we're trying to help.
Yeah, sort of building it. And do you see people, from say 6 years ago and how they've developed with that extra help you've been able to
Yeah,
give?
because some of them, some of the first ones that we helped, our trustees at the time, we made a point of saying we would like to follow through and help these sort of every year to see
Right.
how to see where they get to once they become adults, sort of thing. So obviously 6 years ago, some of them are like have gone off to university now and 19, 20 years old, and they're doing really well, and they've had success in athletics and stuff like that. They're running for Team GB and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we've had some really good things.
And you've raised, and now get me right, you raised more than £1 million. Did you ever expect when you were obviously talking about what you wanted to do that you would get to that point? And how do you feel about getting to that kind of milestone?
I think when we first started off, it was more of a worry of would we have people would it last? Obviously,
Mm.
it was in the public eye at the time, but it's a worry that obviously if everybody goes back to their day job and carries on, would it actually have the backing and keep on going? But it has just grown from strength to strength, which is great for us. No, we never thought we'd reach £1 million. I think we were pretty much in shock when the accountant got in touch and told us the news, because it's not something that you sort of forget about. It just obviously we made a point from day one that we wanted to be transparent, and we wanted everybody to know where the money was going. So
Mm.
every time the money comes in, basically it goes out. We don't hang on to it. We didn't want to hang
Yeah.
on to it. No, nobody takes a wage or anything like that. It's if we wanted it, so it's going straight back out to the kids to give them a chance. So yeah, just the fact that obviously the accountant was putting the yearly figures in, that he come back to us and says you've hit £1 million.
Wow. And I know you publicize a lot of it as well, being, like you say, transparent. A lot of how you support people through social media. So there's a lot of stories that you people can obviously follow as well.
Yeah, I think I think some of the feedback that we've had, especially when we've had our annual charity ball, Obviously, there's a lot of corporate people come along, and
Mm.
we'll show some videos and updates of the people that were helped. And the feedback from them is it's great to see where the money goes to, because they don't always see from other charity, which has obviously got nothing to
Mm.
do with me. But yeah, they quite like that, so that's a good thing. I think if people are looking on from the outside now of the charity and stuff like that, probably think like because we're supporting dance and drama and whatever else, just
Mm.
was quite flamboyant, but she certainly wasn't. She was the opposite. She was very quiet, kept herself to herself, but we seen the big change of her when she went on stage to perform. It was a
Yeah.
bit of a surprise sort of thing. She could turn herself into something else, which was great to see. But in general life, she was very quiet, very polite. Do anything for anybody, sort of thing. Never any trouble from her. We had nothing whatsoever from her. She was fine. She was perfect. So. Yeah, we didn't see much TV because we were all locked in our bedrooms and whatever else.
Mm.
But actual when we came home and stuff like that, and when people are trying to get in touch with you and stuff like I say, it's one of those things where social media has its place and it's a help at sometimes, but it's a very big hindrance also. It wasn't ideal in times. Stuff that were like stuff I suppose we're not expecting, and you all of a sudden see Chloe singing on the TV and stuff like that, and you think, well, where did they get that from? And they've
Yeah.
just been on our photos from our last holiday and stuff like that. They've just been on people's Facebooks and took them off without any permission, if you like. Um, so some things are a bit shocking. Obviously, they're just doing a job and they don't see it that way. But um, unfortunately, we had reporters and stuff come to the front door, and some of them were fine, just said we didn't want to speak, and
Mm.
some had stuck their foot in the door and didn't want to, they wouldn't let us shut the door. So we've had it from both
Yeah.
sides. And social media wise, obviously, you get a bit of both, where it's nice to see some of the comments, but then some of them are just ridiculous, and people
Mm.
start making their own minds up with what's happened and start spreading
Yeah.
rumors that isn't true. So yeah, it's a really uncomfortable time, really, when stuff like that happens. The daft thing was because the media took photos and stuff like that. We obviously Facebook and different things shut Chloe's down
Mm.
without us knowing. So we've never been able to retrieve what's on the Facebook or on
Oh.
Instagram because of the publicity effect. They automatically shut it down without us knowing. So and it's just point blank refused to let we have the photos off there, which is annoying. But the police
Mm.
tried their best and still couldn't get them either. So yeah, just
Yeah.
again, you don't even think about stuff like that. And yet, again, being naive, didn't think that people would go on your Facebook and pinch your photos to put on the TV either. But it's
Yeah.
a learning. Um, Again, because we weren't really in the right mind space, if you like, at the time. And
Mm.
I think just about everything annoyed with, if you like. So
Right.
even just words of being victims and they
Mm.
were and they were in the wrong place at the right whatever. As far as we're concerned, we don't see them as victims, and they were in the right place. They weren't in the wrong place. They were doing things that were right. It wasn't so just
Mm.
little things that probably means nothing to other people. So but for us, they were in the right. It was him that was in the wrong. It wasn't them people that were in the wrong place, if you like. But I don't know. It's just hard. It's one of them things where it's simple things are just hard to hear, even like seeing they're dead. It's just like
Yeah.
cringing, but yeah, but it's true, isn't it? So, but it's at the time, to me, I would try personally, I would like saying that obviously they've bereaved or whatever, but just saying
Mm.
that coming blank out saying they're dead is like was a bit taken back by some people's comments and stuff like that. But
Mm.
Yeah, I think for me personally, and I know my family in Carolina and whatever, I think empathy is a big thing for us. And the way
Mm,
things are worded is massive. It can have a big impact. It did have a big impact.
mm,
Um, like I say, you're already angry. Your emotions all over the place, and just certain things when you say people the way things have been worded, it's very yeah, it can get you back up quite easily. Again, I think that'd be it's quite hard for to roll that out teaching wise because I think every person that you're going to tell is going to receive things differently. For me, I'd prefer somebody to just come and give us the complete facts and truth straight and
mm.
not go around the world if you like.
Yeah.
And some people will go around the world and not want to be seem nasty about things and stuff like that. But it's like some of the stuff with think we should have been told earlier. We,
Mm.
we do now know the new different things at the time, and if they had just come up and said it, that would be great. Um, because again, it just adds to your frustration of when you do hear these things that they could have told you that a long time ago, sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I think that would be a hard one to actually teach somebody, sort of thing. I mean,
Mm.
could you read somebody that quickly if you're in that sort of situation? I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
for me personally, I just prefer them to come and say, "This is what's happened. Yeah, we've got Chloe. This is, it would have been
Yeah.
horrific, but it was horrific anyway."
How now? So it's 8 years, wasn't it, this year?
Yeah,
How does it hit in terms of anniversaries when that happens? When the May comes around, do you find a particular way of dealing with it? Because it's there every year, isn't it? That's
one of
gonna
the
happen.
for the actual anniversary itself, we basically don't go out the house.
Mm,
Um, we've got a lovely memorial bench at our town hall, which was again made by two local lads who knocked on the front door and asked if they could make and they made this amazing. It's metal, the bench, which has got Ariana Grande's lyrics in and Chloe's piano and
mm,
Liam's cricket bat and all this. Just so a lot of people go down to the town hall on the actual day and lay flowers and stuff like that. We don't go anymore. We'd go the night before and put ours down just because of the amount of people that's there, and it's difficult.
mm,
Um, but actually, on the actual day now, we have because of the trust, the town itself come up with the idea of having a pink and blue day. So as much as it's a horrible day, the town itself, the businesses and shops decorate everything pink and blue. They do raffles and cake sales and whatever else, and raise money for the trust, which is they send all their photos through with on like throughout the day. So
mm.
it's one of them bittersweet things where you're getting
Yeah.
some lovely things coming through. Again, they've just raised just under 20,000 on one day.
Wow.
It's just like crazy. But
Yeah.
I suppose again, I keep on saying it's the lasting legacy, and so it's awful for us, but it's also nice as well at the same time. So it's
Mm,
a funny day.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're just forever going to be attached to what happened, and that's
Mm,
we can't get away from that. But hopefully, as the way things are going at the moment, we want people to years down the line. Obviously, it's funny because some of the people like we help now, we don't realize they were like probably 5 or 6 at the time and didn't know nothing about it.
mm,
So now they've got a bit older. It's being educated about it in one way, but they'll hopefully look upon it as, oh, that's Chloe Rutherford, that's Liam Curry who helped my friend go to the Olympics or whatever. That's the sort of
yeah.
thing we want it to be, but hopefully in time that'll come around. But that's the we're trying to create a positive thing out of something horrific
Mm,
for us. And like I say, even likes of our, like I just said, mentioned the town hall. The town hall, they've now got because they have a lot of schools visiting and stuff like that. They've now got part of the tour of the town hall and the visit because of the benches outside. They've got part of their learning is about why that bench is there for, and so the school children coming through with know why it's there for. So yeah, it's just always going to be attached to the Manchester Arena. We get that, but hopefully in a positive note as well. It's again, we're quite happy the way things are going. We're not. There was a point where we probably wanted to be like a national charity, but we've seen how difficult it is just being a small charity. And we don't really want to have premises. We don't want to have lots of people with wages and etc. So we probably will just stay the way we are at the moment. Um, Obviously, milestones will just keep pushing for the next million, and help as many people as we can. That's the aim, and hopefully, by doing that, it keeps Chloe and Liam's name alive, and people will see it for what it is. Hopefully, or it's a positive thing. I was going to say one of the things that I always say for me, I mean, I'm a joiner by trade. So one of the things, even like through work and stuff, that I always say, and I think that applies to anything, is just think about how you'd expect somebody to treat you. Like, so if I go and do a job at somebody's house, I only do that job as well as I would do in my own house, not just go at somebody else's. I'm not bothered. So I think if you think that, how would you like to receive that news about your loved one? Just have a little think about it, yeah.